Hey, what's up, Dani here and welcome to my channel and another video. Today I'm back with another tea and books. So for this video I'm going to talk about 3 books that I've been reading recently. So let's just get right into it. 2 of these books are ebooks and one of them is a physical book. They're all novels, so if you're not interested in novels then maybe this is not your video. But yeah. The first book I'm going to talk about is an ebook I got for an honest review, and it's called Star and Fire by Parr. It's a really interesting name. And at first I thought it was a graphic novel because of the cover, but then when I looked into it I knew it was a novel. But I still really like the cover. It's kind of cute and artsy and the black and white and everything, and I really like that. So yeah, and then I read the description and I thought, why not ask for it? What I didn't expect when I started reading this book was that it was historical contemporary romance with a touch of fiction, because I don't really read historical stuff. And this book plays way long ago, like not just 1800 whatever, way long ago. And I was like a bit shocked when I started reading. I was like, holy shit, this is old. Like, not, the book is not written at that time, but it plays in that time. And I was like, wow, I did not expect that. So I was a bit shocked, but in the end I still gave it 4 stars because I still enjoyed it. And yeah, so let's get into what it's about. Once again, I have my Goodreads review on here to give me like my memory back, because I forget so much when reading. So this book essentially plays like around the 15th century, which is a long time ago. Like, wow, I don't think I've ever read a book that was playing in that time frame. Maybe like 1800, yes, but not 15th century. That was like, wow, I was so shocked. But yes, I'm having a hard time like summarizing this book, or any book for that matter. So we're back in the 15th century and people live on like things I can't imagine how to live, because it's just nope. And just the things they do on a daily basis, and how they live and how they cook and get food and how they wash and how they do the daily things. It's just like, wow, I'm so glad I'm living in a time where things are easier, or more, how do you say, like there's more opportunities here to do things easier. So essentially we have a prince who is banished from his kingdom because he was kissing a guy, and I assume back in the 15th century this was like, I mean, and on his long journey to walking who knows where, like he's just leaving the kingdom and he's just walking without actually having a destination. He's just leaving. He wants to get away from this whole thing, and he ends up meeting this other guy who lives in a cabin in the woods. It's not a horror movie but like it's essentially he's living like outside of civilization because he had like some history stuff going on and he just wants to be on his own. So there's that. So this guy, this prince, he walked away and run away from his family, and he like got really tired and hurt and thirsty, and you know, like when you walk around for days, that's how you feel essentially. So when he saw that cabin, he was like, I need to like at least go there, see if it's like people live there, if you can go in there for shelter or something like that. So that's what he essentially does. And then he meets the other guy, and the other guy takes him in and he cooks for him and, you know, like stuff for that, because he is also alone there, and I don't know, he has this thing, he wants to help people, and this is how their story starts, and it's just how they live and their lives and their families and their past, and it's just them living together, doing things, and it's just so, it was so cute and adorable, and I like the romance, I like the characters, but it's just still so weird to read in that time frame, like 15th century, and just the way they did things, the way they went to the toilet, and just that stuff is just so weird to me. I mean, I know that it was like that, but it was just weird to read like they live on a daily basis. And yeah, so that's essentially the story. I mean, of course there's like shit going down, and you know, when he was a prince and all, there's gonna be something happening with the kingdom, and you know, drama and all that, obviously. But yeah, essentially it's about these two characters, and it's a very short book. I think it's 200 pages, I don't even know, 134 pages. This is a novella, so it's a very quick read. But yeah, it surprised me that I actually read it while it being so historical, and the setting and everything was just so out of the ordinary for what I usually read. So yeah, but I still, as I said, I still gave it 4 stars and I enjoyed it. So there's that. Ow, this is hot. I would hold this tea in my hand, but damn, it's hot. It's really hot. Anyway, then, and the other ebook I've read that I also got in exchange for an honest review was called Unraveling by Rick R. Reed. And again, I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It's a contemporary male-male romance, because I mean, I don't know if at this point anything surprises anyone anymore, So essentially what this book is about is that this plays in the 80s, where AIDS and HIV and all that was a very big deal, and people were afraid to like get the illness, especially if you're like gay and, you know, you in a male-male relationship and all that stuff. So we follow a guy who is married, and he's actually gay, but nobody knows. And he's married, he has a kid, and he just pretends it's all fine, he's straight. His wife doesn't know about him, and yeah, so we got married man who is actually gay, and yes, so there's like, this is where the problem is. So to make it easier, I'm just gonna read my Goodreads review, because as I said in many other videos, it's so much easier for me to go back to what I've read, what I've wrote in the reviews, because it was fresh in my head when I wrote it. So there's that. So yeah, it says, this was a really nice little story with awesome writing and wonderful characters. The story plays in the 80s, where AIDS and HIV was a very big deal, and we follow a married guy with a child who's been living a lie all his life and pretended to not be gay, and pretending to live a happy life with his wife and kid. When he finally breaks the walls and tells his wife that he's gay, they go through a whole whirlwind of divorce, custody of child, and having his wife's parents who are extremely Catholic and find it a sin when you're gay. It's very honest and sad and dramatic, and there's so many emotions around him and his thoughts and what he goes through. He also meets a guy who is out and proud, and that guy feels like he's just a lifeline for the guy, and he goes fighting with his own feelings, and it's just a very believable story. So that's basically the gist. So when he came out to his wife and all that, and things You know, his wife actually knew about it, but she pretended, because she didn't want it to be true, she pretended that everything is fine because she doesn't want to lose him and all that stuff. And when he actually comes out to her and comes out of the closet, and you say, she encourages him to go out, meet other guys and so on. And so he goes to this gay club, and he's so intimidated and scared and just be out there with all these guys who are so out and proud and open. And he's just there, like standing at the entrance, and he's like a lost puppy, a scared puppy. And this other guy sees him, and he just knows that he's like so scared, and he approaches him, and the other runs away, and you know, like that shit. So yeah, this is essentially how they met. And it's just, the book is full of the drama with custody, his wife, his marriage, his wife's parents, as I say, who are Catholic, and they think it's a sin, and they want him to, they believe it's just a phase, and you know, like, you know the gist, it's always the same. So there's all that drama and things that go on, and it was just nice to follow the whole step-by-step thing from his married life to his divorced life, how things around all these characters change and how they change, and just follow them on their path to back to normal. So yes, that's Unraveling, and I really enjoyed it. And as I said, I gave it 4 stars, and I would definitely read more in that series if there would be more, and more by this author. So yes, Unraveling by Rick R. Reed. Then the last book I'm going to talk about is a physical copy. So I'm going to put that phone away now. And we're gonna talk about Wayward Son by Rainbow Rowell. I have read this as a buddy read with Elias, and we actually went through this real quick. He had the audiobook, so he let the audiobook run while we were video chatting, and the audiobook was hilarious. I'm not an audiobook person myself. I can't, it's not that the audiobook is bad, it's just that I can't focus. Like I need to read it to actually focus, because when I just hear it and I do other stuff, I'm just getting so distracted by everything else, so I'm missing what the audiobook is actually saying. But because I was reading along with the audiobook, it was fine, and it was so hilarious. The guy who narrates the audiobook was hilarious, the way he talks and everything was just so much fun. So I definitely enjoyed the audiobook for this one. And I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about this book compared to Carry On, and I get why people do, because it's definitely not the same. It feels like it's a totally different world, and the characters have changed and all that stuff. But I just love these two so much, and I actually like, if you know, I mean, if you've seen what I've been reading book-wise, you know, I love this dark, angsty stuff I'm reading. So this is very depressing, and I was so frustrated with these two characters for all of this book, because they're just not talking together. Like, just communicate, please. So I really enjoyed it. I still gave it 4 stars. So these are all the 3 books I'm talking about are 4-star books. Other people didn't like it, were disappointed. I didn't love it as much as Carry On, obviously, because Carry On was just awesome. But I still enjoyed it, and I am hella excited for the next book, which I just found out what the title's gonna be, and I'm, yeah, using my favorite songs for this is just, it's awesome. So I'm definitely excited for the next volume. I'm reading too much manga, so I'm getting confused in my brain. The next book in the series. I don't know if I actually have to say anything about this book, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people know what these books are about, because these are very big and hyped in the booktube community, so we all know about Simon and Bess, so I don't have to say anything about this. But yes, if you haven't read Carry On, it plays in England. It's magical, it's got magic, it's a bit Harry Potter. People always relate it to Harry Potter, and it does sound like Harry Potter, but it's totally different to Harry Potter. So, but if you liked Harry Potter, you would definitely like Carry On as well. And this is the sequel to it, or the second book in the series, the trilogy. So yes, Carry On, I like it, and I'm super excited for the next one. So yes, my boys. But yeah, this is the 3 books I wanted to talk about. I'm sorry, these videos always turn out to be so long because I don't know how to talk. I don't know how to wrap up books. I don't know anything about doing these videos, so I'm sorry. But yeah, these are the 3 books I've read recently, and this is my video for today. I hope you liked it, and I hope I will see you in my next one. Bye!